back to a new video, guys. As you'll have seen from the title, and obviously while you're here, I'm going to be changing the recirc valve. I have changed it before, and I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what I did wrong and then what I've done to fix it, in terms of how to do the job. It can be made a lot simpler, and I'll show you that way now. But the way I did it initially was just to ignore the advice that I'd seen everywhere else and been told and whatnot. So don't do it that way. It just makes life difficult. It really does. Do it the way I'm about to show you, and it will make life a lot easier. So let's get to it. What you need to do is buy a set of these Allen keys, hex keys, whatever you want to call them, with the ball ends on. I cut the top part off, this sort of top piece here, cut it straight off with a grinder, so you can use the ball end, because that is what makes life so much easier. I say go and buy a set. If you haven't got a set, go and buy a set. If you've got a set and you don't mind whacking the top off, then be all good. But that's what I've got, and I'll get the extensions out now and show you how I've used that to get into the little space. This is basically all that I'm using, and pretty much all you should really need. So we've got a 5mm socket, and that's going to go on the opposite end to the ball joint to the ball end. I'm going to put the extensions on like this, and then that one on the end. So you've now got a really long 5mm with a ball end on, and obviously we'll just use the ratchet to turn it, because what I did before, I literally had what do you call them, like a stubby Allen key. So instead of these being as long as they are, it was about there. You can get them, they're okay, did the job, but to do it the easy way, do it this way. It really is so much easier, trust me, I know. First things first, jack up the driver's side. Okay, so once the driver's wheel is off, if you look, this is your light level sensor, headlight level sensor. If you go behind that, that silver thing there is your recirc valve. There's one bolt there. I think there's another bolt down there-ish. You can just make the head out of it there, and then there's another one behind this pipe here. What you want to do first is disconnect this electrical plug from the boost solenoid, and this bit here underneath it, the metal bit here, that's just a bracket that this sits on. So you push this up and it will come off. My advice would be to take the electrical connector off first, then pull this off. There's that pulled off, just did it off camera because it was too hard one-handed. So pull that off, and there he is, put him out of the way. And then this, lift up. Again, difficult left-handed, one-handed. If you get that up, it will come off. There we go. And that will give you a lot better access to a few more of the bolts. So, probably best now to pull this vac pipe off the end, and then we can have a look at getting these bolts out. Now that's off, I am going to attempt to put the long makeshift ball-ended Allen head thing that I've made, this weird concoction, goes over that pipe, which is your brake line. And if you follow it back, oh, the boost solenoids fell down. I did have that hanging up out of the way. Try and get that up. Okay, so now that I've got the boost solenoid up out the way, I'm going to use the long thing that I showed you earlier to go over the top of your brake line. Oh no, it's fell off. Oh, wounded. Anyway, that goes up over there, and we'll go to the top bolt there, and that's how you undo your first one. Okay, so that's now in the first bolt. so difficult trying to be able to show you because it's tight, which is the main reason it's difficult. But there you go, he's in there. So undo that bolt first, then we'll tackle the next bolt. So let's get this one undone first. So there's the first bolt out. Now the main reason that you need a ball-ended hex key of some description is because if you look at the range of movement you've got there, you can get all the way around that, as opposed to just the normal straight one. Is just that is your movement, and because of that you can't get the angle to get it round all of this that's in the way. Trying to get your hand in there and, you know, trying to get to that bolt, it is just so difficult, and this is why. You wouldn't believe how much better that little bit of movement is and how much it helps you. With the first one I had this extra extension on the back of there. For the next bolt down, I've taken the screwdriver end off and I'm just going to fit the ratchet to the back of this one, and that will give me the room that I need to undo that bolt. That's two bolts out, this one and this one. This pipe here is a metal hard pipe which can't move. I can't remember what it's for at the moment, and I can't really see. That bolt there is what's coming out next. So again, with the two-piece, just the one extension and the long Allen key, without that, I'm going to attempt to slide that in first, and then if needs be that'll go on to the end of that, but I can't remember if I need to take this extension off as well first. So let me get to it and then I'll get back to you. What I've done is to take the sockets and extensions off and just put that in to the hole first, and then sort of build your way back. So what I'll do now is put the 5mm socket, wherever it's gone, there it is. Put the 5mm socket over the back of the Allen, and then if I need more extensions then I can put those on as and when. So there we have the original, the one that came on the car from factory, and then the I don't really want to use the word operated, just it is a little bit better just because of it's metal and not plastic like this one. It's not a branded one, it's just it was I don't know, 20-30 quid off eBay. It was done to fix a problem that I was having with this. Over time these perish and become brittle and don't hold the boost as much, but that's basically the makeup of it. This is the aftermarket one, so you got the piston in the middle, pushes down like that. It's got a lot more tension than that spring. So all I'm basically doing is showing you how to take one out, and hopefully it will help, because if I'd have listened to the advice and done it that way instead of trying to use Allen keys and stubby Allen keys and that, you know, it'd have made my life a lot easier. This so far has probably took me 20 minutes to get to this stage of getting this out, whereas before it was probably easily an hour trying to faff around all up in there. It weren't working. So definitely 100% get yourself something like that, whether it's an Allen key and you have to cut the head off, whatever, just as long as it's got the ball end on and you can attach a 5mm socket to the end of it into there, and you can get some extensions to get your ratchet on it. You might even need another one of those depending on how big that is, or if that's longer then you might not need the extensions, but whichever works for you. But there we have it, all back together, bolts done up, boost solenoid back on the little stand, and the electrical connector back on and not coming off. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this has helped somebody with their recirc valve on their MK2 Focus ST. Can I just say you do me a big favour and go over to Yoda Racing and give him a follow. Got some epic content coming up. It's a really good build, so go give him a follow, drop him a like on his current video. He's only just started, so help him out, it'd be really appreciated. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.